Everyone has their story about what motivated them to become an actor, or why they became an actor. They came into it later in life, or this, that, and the other. But for me, I knew I wanted to be an actress in pre-K at PS 272 when I was cast to play Nancy in Oliver. So I was 4 years old. I wanted to act since I was 4, and that was my first time on stage, and I loved it. I had so much fun rehearsing, as my mom tells me. I used to call it rehearsing for the play, being on stage, and just losing myself and getting lost in being someone else. I love to listen to people. I love to hear their stories. When I meet up with friends, I'm like, tell me about you. And I love just, you know, taking on a character, and that's when I feel most free. I think that's what made me fall in love with the idea of being an actor. Also, I love to make people laugh, and I love knowing that through the medium of art, I can connect with people, and people can find ways of connecting with other people and moving through things in their own life by watching performance. I think life, for me, as a mom, a wife, a business owner, a producer, just wearing so many hats, would be so much easier if I didn't have this need or this calling to be an actress. My life would be tremendously easier. Because of this calling and this need, as an artist, I have to act. I was in a class for many years with Brad Hankey, may he rest in peace. Fantastic actor, fantastic coach, teacher, and great guy. And he used to say that if someone telling you that you can't act is like being told that you're not allowed to breathe, then you have to act. And if you're okay with not acting, then don't act, because he was 100% right. All it does is make life difficult. The rejection, the time memorizing the lines, and not actually learning anything. Oh my goodness, all the time that I spent memorizing shit, I could have probably learned like 3 languages by now and been fluent in them. So just filling my brain with useless information. But at the end of the day, I have this artist calling to create. And for me, it's via acting. I volunteer for the University of Chicago, my alma mater, by interviewing potential future students there who live in LA that maybe don't want to fly to Chicago for interviews. I have other interests. I was an international studies major, a Spanish minor. I was down the path towards, international law, foreign diplomacy. So I pursued and explored other passions, other interests. I love cultures, I love languages, I love to travel. But I always had this calling in the back of my neck, just being like, you need to act, you need to act, you need to act. So after graduating from the University of Chicago, there was no doubt in my mind that I had to go to LA, and I had to, give it a shot. Woulda, coulda, shoulda. None of that for me. I needed to do it, and it is a big part of who I am. And to be the best mom that I could be, the best wife that I could be, the best person in all facets of my life, I have to take care of myself. And as part of that, it's acting. And I feel blessed that I have this calling, that I have this passion that makes me so happy. Another thing that I have to say about acting is, I'm not in it for glitz and glam. A lot of people think that, being an actor, an actress is this like Hollywood glitzy glammy lifestyle. Let me tell you that 2 weeks ago, I almost went into hypothermic shock shooting a movie, being in a vat of muck and dirt in the freezing cold at 3 a.m., being chased by a killer and being barely clothed in anything but like a skimpy little halter top and jeans. And I was freezing my butt off. It took me like a whole day to warm up. And I had dirt and I had fake blood, and it was absolutely disgusting. And there was nothing clean and and glitzy and glammy and posh about it. But there was a lot of feelings, even though there weren't really any high stakes involved. There were high stakes for me, and it was a rush, and it was an incredible, roller coaster of a day and a night, and working with my castmates and with the director and the rest of the crew. It was work. Work that was really, really hard, but extremely fulfilling for me as an actress. But I don't think that it would have been fun for anyone who thinks of being an actor or wants to be an actor for just being able to be having like fancy meals and getting dressed up pretty and going out and walking a red carpet. Because the actor lifestyle is not just walking red carpets and, award seasons. That work happens before the shoot starts, when you're in class, when you're training, when you're working out your body and your mind and your instrument. That's the work. And the work is when you're actually on set, when you're doing it. The work is when you're auditioning. The work is when you're, studying your script and doing all the work. It's not unicorns shitting rainbows, just fancy schmancy. I don't know what people imagine, but I feel like it's just movie star land. That's not what acting is. That's not what being an actor is. There's so much more hard work that goes into it that a lot of people who aren't in the industry, that aren't doing it, that aren't in the struggle, it's a struggle. I am still not in my career where I want to be at. You always want more. And that kind of segues into when I talk about me being a producer. I became a producer for a number of reasons. One, because I love discovering great scripts. I love to read. When I had time, I was a voracious reader, and I read any script that came my way. And I love helping artists who can't necessarily help themselves. The writers I know today that are getting their movies made are the ones that are working themselves to get it made, not the ones that just have, top literary agents or managers. It's the work. So it's meeting other like-minded people who aren't afraid to work and get their hands dirty and do it. A lot of being in this industry and getting things done is doing it. You can't wait for someone to call you. That's not how it's gonna work. You have to get out there. You have to do it. You have to make your opportunities for yourself, whether you're an actor, a writer, or director. All the people that I know that are actually working right now are people that are getting their hands dirty, and they're the ones doing it. Just do it. And so for me, I have this affinity for writers and creatives and getting shit done. And I'm also the kind of person that's a get shit done kind of person. So for me to connect with someone that I believe in, and then to have a purpose, an agenda, and a goal to get something made, to get something done, it was a shoe that fit for me. I'm not afraid to pick up the phone. I'm not afraid to talk to people. I'm not afraid to call people. And if you want to be in this industry and you want to do that, you can't be afraid. We are all people. We all put our pants on the same way. And as part of that also, I think a big thing is realizing, as people being people, it's also treating people with kindness and compassion and, just caring about others. So anybody that I'm working with, I care about. It's like 100% full-on mom instinct. Even before I was a mom, I care so much about people, which also results in me getting hurt. But it's not being afraid to let your guard down, to open up, to care about people, to care about projects, to be passionate about work. And that's how things get done. So for me, to find a great script, to find a writer that I want to collaborate with, to find a team of people and put them together, another producing partner, or finding financing, that's a big part. You can't get anything done without money. Money talks, okay? You want to make a movie? You need money. So it's just being aware of all the moving parts for getting things done, doing your research, getting online. We live in a great modern age of newfangled technology. I mean, now there's like AI writing stuff for you. I have a much younger brother who asked me about writing essays when I was in college and when I was in high school. There was no AI. I actually wrote my own stuff. Things kind of come along and present themselves to you. Another journey that I have as an actress is being a voiceover artist. That was not something I'd ever thought of or dreamed about as a kid in my affinity for being an actress. I loved the theater. I loved being on stage. I always wanted to be a theater actress. I still love the theater and I want to do more shows. It's just very time consuming and I do have 3 little kids. But that's what got me into it, and acting for TV is a completely different type of art, which is a craft to be honed in itself. But as part of that, and with the people I was meeting and the auditions I was getting, I discovered that I have this voice, and it's an interesting one, but also it's not just about making voices when you're a voiceover actor, it's also about acting. So if you bring truth to your voice and then you add in other voices, but as long as you're a truthful actor, for me, it's a very freeing experience because it doesn't matter how I look. I hate watching myself on camera. When I shoot things, I loathe having to watch myself. But I think that for me, that's why I love voiceover so much. Whatever performance I'm making, and it just doesn't matter what I look like, and it's so much fun. I think one of the things that kept me present and in the game and on this journey, because that's what it is a journey. I mean, that's what life is. It's just a journey, is perseverance and desire and not being undone by adversity. Because on this journey is not one that has been without roadblocks. There have been struggles and there have been sure diversions, but also roadblocks along the way. The people that are trying to stop you, the people that don't want you to do it, the people that don't support you, the negativity, the rejection, the hunger, the no money. I mean, it's all real. And I feel that when you want something and you're so badly and you're committed to it, you can find a way. And that's what, as I said, the perseverance and turning, adversity into opportunity is. My acting career wasn't going the way I wanted it to go, and that's when I found producing. So if you want something, especially to be an actor or to be in entertainment, you find a way. Maybe you're not making that much money. Maybe you're taking on an internship to learn a different part of it. But I feel that the only way to really be successful at the thing that you want in this industry is to throw yourself into it, wear different hats, learn how the whole machine works, and you'll find what connects with you. You'll find your way. Just do it and don't give up. Believe in yourself.